asked him on the red or blue or whatever color carpet it was, hey, man, what about the tush push? Saquon, if you don't like it, get better at stopping it. It's not like a play that we only do. Everyone tries it. We're just super successful at it. He's not wrong, Colin. Don't be part of the NFL No Fun League that wants to outlaw the tush push. Do not outlaw this. I like the tush push. I know you're against it because...
Well, you know, there is something to be said that it works because of a uniquely gifted quarterback in Jalen Hurts' size and strength. We've never had a quarterback, squat 660 pounds. That's a big part of it. And Howie Roseman has built a brick wall of an offensive line. So it's a personnel advantage. They're not rigging the system. Their personnel is built for it to work. Like Buffalo has a good O-line, but their quarterback's 6'6.5". So when Josh Allen jumps over, he's an easy target. The problem with Hurts is you can't get a shot at him. Grabs it, ducks, goes down, and his leg strength is historical.
The Bills try it against the Chiefs.
It just doesn't. Justin Herbert tried it. He was too tall.
Daniel Jones tried it. That guy, offensive lineman, got hurt.
Doesn't work. So it is based on personnel. It's not. It's harder for me to say no. Now I do think people can get hurt. I also think it's awful aesthetically. But if you're arguing, hey, we came up with something and our personnel is built for it to work, everybody else in the league can use it. Now, I do think because everybody else in the league doesn't do it, that's an advantage to Philadelphia. If everybody was doing it 9 times a game, they would ban it because it's ugly.
Well, they still might ban it. We'll see. Next up.
Okay. So I'm a little conflicted here because I want to make multiple videos. I'm going to do like another deep dive on the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. Because I think that's part of, people see that offensive line as so dominant. And Colin, recently I made a video about this where he's like, oh, this is the best O-line in 20 years. And it's actually not. Again, you could be a mega Eagles fan and really believe in this team and believe that the O-line was great. But like when you really look at it, like people are acting like that this O-line was so unstoppable because that's what everyone keeps kind of pretending. Like that's why they won. That's why they won. And they compare it to the Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs O-line. And when you actually look at it and do the math, like Jalen Hurts was pressured as much or more at a rate per drop back than like Patrick Mahomes, right? And everyone says, oh, this O-line is so great, and that's why Saquon Barkley didn't do this in New York. And it's like, guys, what made this team great was the collection of all of it. This O-line isn't as great without Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae because the offense is so balanced. The run game isn't so great without A.J. The passing game isn't so great without Saquon, without Jalen Hurts' ability to run. Saquon's not as great if he played with, Gardner Minshew as his quarterback. Like it's all of this together. But the problem is people want to try to pretend that individually, each individual player is so unbelievably amazing and so historically great that when you put them all together, that it's just like, it's unfair, that it's essentially like an all-star team. I know we don't necessarily use that here, but it's like, like an all-star team, the Avengers. And it's like, it actually is used in a way to downplay the Philadelphia Eagles in a weird way, actually, because you're taking away from the work and the team that they put in. They said that this is the best O-line in years. And I'm going to say this again when I make my separate O-line video because I'm going to connect this to the tush push. But like Mekhi Becton, one of the guys on the O-line that people thought were like nothing, like new starter, Kelsey left. No one could ever live up to Kelsey. And it's like that forged, 75-year-old Lane Johnson, like that forged the most amazing O-line. And so they talk about this being so unstoppable because they're kind of almost like it's not fair, right? It's almost like if you had a team where for some weird reason you had Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts. Like they were all on the same team. So now there's no other good quarterbacks and other good players around. You have all the good running backs, all the good quarterbacks. You can actually just for some weird reason line them all up together because then it's like, hey, who's going to throw? Who's going to run? What's going to happen? You got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae, you got Justin Jefferson. And it's just like, well, of course, this isn't fair. And that's kind of what they're trying to create. They're trying to act like this O-line is so unbelievably unstoppable. It's one of the greatest O-lines we've ever seen. And they've now been able to do this play that is unstoppable. And it's just kind of not fair. It's like having Wilt Chamberlain, like he's so big and strong, like it's just not fair. And it's like that's not actually what's happening. This team is more Steph Curry than Wilt Chamberlain. It's like no. He is unbelievable and amazing and elite and special, but like he is putting in the work. He is putting in the work. It's coaching, it's team, etc., etc. Like that's what made this team so special. Was everyone together. It's not like they just so happen to have a collection of guys that are now just next level elite otherworldly. If that was the case, then introducing a Mekhi Becton would have been a problem for them. They would have struggled more. And so it's not. It's the fact that they put in the work, that they know how to do it, that they have this great O-line and Jalen Hurts, right? Like, and they know how to do it. They know how to coach it. They know how to execute it. It's a collection of all of these things. It's not singular. It's not just like, well, they happen to have a quarterback who's 9 feet tall, so it's really not fair because no other quarterback is 9 feet tall, right? Like, that is the Wilt Chamberlain example, where it's just kind of like, well, this guy's so big, like, we can't just have him just stand in the lane the whole time. He's going to score 100 points every single game. Like, that's no fun. That's not the situation here. It's really not. It was the perfect causes and conditions to build this team, how it was constructed, and as well as all the work and the collection of this effort. They became greater than the sum of their parts. It's just a fact. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to go into my deep dive on the O-line, because I really took a significant deep dive. And I looked at all the pressures that Jalen Hurts faced, and I really looked at the advanced analytics that really show you like how much of the pressures are on Jalen Hurts' fault. You know, he's holding on to the ball. He can't read defenses. He doesn't know how to throw. That's sarcasm. You know, how many are because of him? You know, and how many are because of the O-line? And it's just, it's actually pretty shocking, because you would honestly think that this O-line just gave Jalen Hurts all day, every day, that he could just sit back, pull out a chair, sip some coffee, you know, read the newspaper, go on his phone, and then say, oh, I got to throw the ball. Let me go throw it. And that's what they're doing for the Tush Push. That's what they're doing to kind of de-emphasize all the greatness. And someone in the comment section brought up a great point, where they use this to kind of downplay Jalen Hurts, but not necessarily Saquon Barkley and what he was able to achieve. And so I don't know. The story around the Eagles, the more things I hear about it, the messier it gets, honestly. And I'm still wrapping my head around it. And this morning when I woke up, I was just like, I was thinking about it. I was haunted by it. It was like early in the morning, and I was like, I got to figure some of this stuff out. I got to dig deeper on this. I want to look at more at some of the analytics, some of the stats. I want to try to tie them together with what the stats say and what we saw in you know, actually like in the game on film. And you know, the whole Tush Push thing that just, you know, obviously won't go away. And it's like, if you don't like it, get better at stopping it. And the problem is that people want to pretend, oh, well, because of this inherent benefit of the Philadelphia Eagles, we can't stop it. Therefore, it's not fair. And that's just not true. That's just not true. If it was, then you wouldn't be able to, just like I said, bring in a Mekhi Becton. Like you wouldn't be able to do that. It would be so unique and specific to the exact guys on the O-line. People said that the Tush Push wasn't going to work with Kelsey there anymore. They said, if you remember, this works because of Kelsey. They saw him as a massive reason why that Tush Push worked. So many people said this Tush Push won't work now that Kelsey, you know, and hopefully I didn't say Travis earlier on, but Jason Kelsey is not, you know, on the team. This is going to be a problem. And then it wasn't a problem. And then when they had a couple slip-ups against the Jacksonville Jaguars, first things first, had a whole segment, hey, the Tush Push doesn't work as well anymore. It's not that good. What do the Eagles need to do about it? And they had a whole segment how the Eagles are going to have to evolve, they're going to have to change their offense, etc., etc. And now throughout the same season, they're saying, well, this is so unstoppable, and it's actually not fair. The Eagles actually have an unfair advantage. And it's like, what's the unfair advantage? That they put in the work? Like, how does that make sense? Is it unfair that, you know, Tyreek Hill can run real fast? That Saquon Barkley is real strong? That is it unfair that Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, an awesome all-time great offensive coach? Is it unfair that the Philadelphia Eagles have Fangio, one of the best coordinators, honestly, ever in the NFL, defensive coordinators? Like, is it unfair? Is it unfair that Jalen Hurts has had 37 coordinators since he's been in the NFL? Is that unfair? Like, what is fair and what's unfair then? If there was something wildly unique, if Jalen Hurts was genuinely 9 feet tall, then I could say, this does feel a little weird. This feels different. He's really strong, and he put in the work to get that strong. So that's different. Josh Allen could get in the gym more. Patrick Mahomes could get in the gym more. They might not all be able to lift to 600 pounds because there's going to be some sort of genetics there. Just like not everyone's going to be able to run like Jalen Hurts if they just put in the work. But don't take away the work aspect from this. And if you're going to take away the work aspect of it, I don't know. Gets a little weird, man. Gets a little weird. They see that it's too much of a given. And just because they make it look easy, just because they make it look unstoppable, doesn't mean it actually is. When you clog the lane in basketball and there's no, you can just stay all day and, right underneath the basket, that's a cheat code. That is like, there really is actually no way to stop that. There is a way to stop it, the tush push. You just can't stop it. And that is a you problem. That is a you problem. It's different. It's different. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Saquon Barkley saying if you don't like it, get better at stopping it? Saquon Barkley has become so Philly, man. That dude has just been born and raised Philly, right? I mean, I feel like one day you're going to watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and he's just going to be in the background, just being like, watching Will move his head around and stuff and shooting a basketball off the back of the backboard like he did. Like, it's just, I feel like Saquon has just been there from the jump. Just crazy how quickly that can happen. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.